The Rancor's Brothel presents The Curse of Strahd.
Oh,
What, did you not hit record?
no, I did. I'm just...
Just a general. I was like, I can probably get it from here.
New year, new brothel. Yay!
This also probably won't air until April.
So?
It's kind of fun to like leave a date on here though, like because it's important. It's honestly it's important for listeners that are thinking about gaming to understand that yes, this will take a long time. You need to do this with committed people.
Timestamp. This is January 6th.
Interruption stamp. Yeah. Sorry.
Interruption.
Man, I was going in to try to not cuss. I made it 10 seconds. That was great.
New Year's resolution already broken.
Well, now you have to bother with that anymore.
I just don't like the beepy noise. It's so loud.
Yeah, it is.
We should bring a taser and you just tase me every time I curse, and then I'll probably stop fast.
Can we do that? That's recorded. Let's do it.
I'll let you. I've been tased.
Our
enough.
first.
You've been tased on a brothel episode.
I've been tased on Brothel. On every podcast I've been on, I think I've been tased in it at least once.
That was a fun night.
We're going to do a Kickstarter for a stronger taser, obviously. And
yeah, I think I've grown a tolerance to like
cattle prod.
We're going to cattle prod.
Something that Cody doesn't have to get up and reach. He can just reach across the table.
There was the magic time, though, that I was leaning on Jeff Gorham. And then they tased me, and it grounded with him. So instead of the tase going from where it got me in the leg down and just hurting my leg, it went over both of our hearts. And we were flattened for a minute. That was pretty fun.
See, I think what would be great is we could stream this on like Twitch or something, and then people could donate to tase you live during an episode.
Dang.
You know what? Like $50, I'll take a taser. That's fine. I'm not going to do like that guy on the Facebook video going around taking 2 to the face. Like, I'm not a complete idiot.
Between2crits@gmail.com, we will have our tasing tips.
Yep.
Send us your information, and we will we'll set that up. I'll just
make sure I'm far enough away from the mics. I don't want to fry something.
Was it you who posted the video of the fat guy with the fireworks all around?
That's the same
him?
guy that tased his face.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, that was me.
I played that, and Logan walked by and said, "Is that Matt?"
Not that fat, Logan. Dang it.
He was all worried about you.
All right.
Okay.
You're missing the whole point. The child was worried about you, Matthew. Yes.
Blowing your fat ass up.
If you are enjoying this, please join the conversation at our Facebook page, Rancor's Brothel on Facebook.
Or the tweets.
You
tweets too.
You'd be heard a lot better if you talked into the mic.
Yes, mother.
I'm just looking. That's all I'm doing.
I'm the talent. I don't give a about the engineering. You guys fix that.
The Rancor's Brothel in a nutshell.
Pretty much.
I don't give a shit about how it works.
You make it happen, and I talk. The end.
So enough about the failed ramblings of the Rancor's Brothel. Let's play a game. So, does everyone remember where we were at prior to Christmas?
Tower?
No. We were on our way to either Krezk or the winery.
Right, but I don't think we had left the tower yet.
We had.
Did we?
Yes.
Okay.
You were on the road out.
Okay.
Did the other woman come with us?
Yes.
Whose name I don't remember.
No, oh, that's right. No, she didn't. No.
She's gonna go look for...
Rictavia.
Yep, you can call him that.
It's the only name I remember.
Van Richten.
It's Van Richten, yeah.
All right, I'm getting a steno pad out. This is already proven.
Yeah, I need to at least get to my page.
Nope, I just grabbed this whimsically and threw it in my bag tonight. So
There you go.
New year, new Matt.
Von Richtenstein? What was it?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Mr.
Van Richten?
Yes.
Mr. Otto von Richtenstein. So you assholes are on your way to Krezk, yes? Do we need to go over anything else for Matt and his brand new set of notes he's decided to make exactly 45 episodes into this game?
We actually haven't decided. Are we going to Krezk?
Yeah, we're going
to
to
the
Krezk.
winery first.
We discussed it online and we said Krezk,
Okay. Well, I thought the winery was on
which
the
is
way.
what I've been wanting, so I'm excited.
I think Cody prepared for Krezk.
Oh.
So
Cody prepared for both because he's being prepared. Dungeon Master tip number 1.
What's the
assume
third
your party
option that
will
we can go
fuck
to
it
that
up.
he hasn't prepared for?
That's true.
Let's
You
go to
can
the
do that.
temple.
Windmill, let's go.
Windmill.
Okay, so you folks are heading to Krezk then, yes?
Yes.
So Corvus, you would know that Krezk is sort of in the general direction of the winery. You don't have to go quite past it, but you'll reach the river crossroads. You'll reach the Raven River crossroads, actually. And then from there, you can either choose to go a multitude of directions. And this particular crossroad will lead you, if you continue heading west, will take you to Krezk. It's a journey of approximately, I was consulting my notes, I want to say it's like 3.5, 4 miles from where you're at right now, roughly.
Or 6 wolf attacks, as Cody likes to keep distance.
Well, that's what they tell me to do in the book.
Fine.
I don't believe him with a 5.
So then, where is the winery? The winery in relation to Krezk? Are we going to be passing it?
No, so the winery is like straight south.
That's what I thought.
So I mean, to sort of put it into perspective, if you were heading across the United States, the winery would be Chicago, the Krezk would be
what
Chicago,
Is
and
your
the
concept
winery.
of south?
Well, Chicago is south of things, is it not?
South of Canada, yeah. Michigan.
Yep, absolutely no states exist north of Chicago.
I said Michigan.
Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Those are hardly states. Those are like terrible. Like the hinterlands.
Apologies to our Michigander and Wisconsin listeners.
I don't know of any in Wisconsin. We definitely have some in Michigan, though.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Lost
Well,
those
then they
downloads.
know.
They made it to April.
They're fully aware.
So, no, if
They don't have mayors there. They have warlords.
they just
So does
travel
the United
around.
States of America.
It's a wild land.
If Chicago were Krezk, then like Nashville would be the winery. So I mean, you're going to go past it north and south in order to get there.
Instead of hundreds of miles, it's like 3 or 4 miles.
Yes, exactly. Does that make sense?
Yep.
How quickly do you want to get there? What sort of pace are we setting?
Medium pay.
What time of day is it?
I assume you folks woke up in the morning, you breakfasted, maybe you delayed a little bit to talk to her, so it's probably, 10-ish?
And as far as we know, is it overland at all?
I'll take nature rolls, and the Corvus can roll with advantage.
how much time did Corvus have to read?
I think that can also be decided by what time you guys decided to leave. Because Corvus would have read a little bit last night. It's a good thing you got advantage.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I've listened to the recording. You need to stop rolling that green die. It's no good for you.
I agree.
Okay.
You guys are so weird.
Nature is 25.
Anyone else?
I had a 10. I had nothing.
Oh, I crit failed.
That's 12.
I
Okay.
tripped over a rocket.
What kind of tree is that? Caterpillar?
I got poison.
yes.
I got poison oak now.
So Corvus would know, and even Pithur is sort of accustomed to this. You realize that as you're heading, again, this whole area that you've been in is kind of a valley, and you've sort of gone up and over and down into the valley. As you head farther west, you're sort of climbing up out of the valley, and you would take a guess, Pithur, that the Krezk is probably on top of a mountain because there are mountains in the general direction in which Corvus is pointing you.
No, it's in a valley.
It's in the valley. Everything's in the valley. Krezk itself is not in a valley.
Well, a thing that's on a mountain is not in a valley, right? Is my understanding of geography?
A mountain could technically be in a valley.
Well, how big are the mountains on the sides?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I've never been here before.
But you're
I've never been in this land of make-believe before, Matthew.
I'm sorry that I don't know the exact elevation of Mount Baratok. Let me Google that for
I
you.
want a topographical map of this world.
If you hadn't blown up that...
Yes,
you'd
we would
have.
have one.
I did that, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
And I'm not you. I was like, I need to photocopy a map for them. I was like, I'll wait to see if somebody it up first. So I didn't waste ink.
We'll buy a map somewhere else.
Yeah, lots of maps around here. Lots of maps.
We haven't asked anybody for a map yet.
That's pretty true.
We're pretty.
The guy who lives here and travels the world, you would think would have a map.
Why? Do you have a map of Indianapolis?
Yes.
In my
In
car.
your car?
Yeah.
On my phone.
My phone.
Everywhere I go, I have maps.
Why?
Why not?
It's called Google Maps.
It's a thing that
Because
exists.
this is a game. I'm not really an adventurer. Like,
I don't
know how to
actually
get
travel
there.
to the mountains. I don't know if you know this.
yeah.
No, but it's like, oh, we're meeting in Castleton? I don't need a map. Oh, we're meeting at 38th and X, Y, or Z? I bet I can figure out where that is.
Yeah, well.
Corvus has done nothing but travel overland for the number of years he's been on Earth. Why would he need a map?
Reasons.
Okay.
Well, kind of.
I feel like your hostility is because your example backfired. I'm just throwing that out there. We all, in fact, have maps.
I think I
of
got
our
one of
city.
the only nerds who have maps in their cars of Indianapolis.
I mean, since the Unigov, we're the 12th largest city in the United States. Why not have a map of that much? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
all right. Allow me to continue, if you don't mind.
Please.
Thanks. You would know that Krezk is actually up a mountain.
Okay.
So you know you're going to be traveling uphill. Now, why we started discussing this in the first place, I no longer recall. But you know that it is in that direction.
It was just, I think it was just somebody asked about what the
Corvus is going to say it's that way and start walking.
Okay.
Pithur's going to easily climb the mountain. So.
And can we
Now-
shoot for like lunchtime?
Do
You
what?
wanted to know what the pace was.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
3 or 4 miles. We can overland a little bit. 2 hours. It's fine.
Yeah, no, you
10
can
a.m.
easily make it in 2 hours. If you pushed hard, you could probably make it in an hour. If you want to take a more leisurely stroll, you could get there early afternoon. I
I'm
mean,
in
it
no
depends
hurry.
on your pace.
Still medium.
I'd
Depends
rather
on-
be really safe and not get waylaid by werewolves.
There are
or some
roads,
shit.
so you can definitely walk the roads that are headed in that direction. I figured I would ask because Corvus, Jeff has read the book and has knowledge, but I've told him to be.
Corvus hasn't had time to read it yet.
I do want to say there's a lot of roads in here, and I'm really happy with Strahd's infrastructure as a leader. Like, he really seems to be with. What's his tax revenue? How's he doing?
He hasn't
He
released
takes
his
all of
taxes
them.
yet.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I see
It's
where
in
you're
there.
trying to go there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, roads aren't cheap,
Yeah,
so
no,
that's fine.
no.
You got the joke.
His tax revenue is actually in that book. So,
He
like I say,
refuses to release
if you
his
wanted to
taxes.
give Corvus a couple of hours, he could maybe info dump a little bit to you.
He also refuses to release his birth certificate.
He does.
Our apologies to Overlord Trump.
Who, by this time, he'll have shut us down, and we'll be drug out and
That's
The
strung up on
FCC
top of the
won't
Great
let
Wall.
me be or let me be me.
So let me see. Try to shut me down on Trump TV.
Oh, look at
Wow.
that.
Wiggity wiggity whack.
It's really hard to rhyme with the word me, since like almost every word in the English language rhymes with it.
Are we to Krezk yet?
Info dump.
I was going to allow you to info dump a little bit, because you will have read it over the evening.
Don't
Hey,
say
Corvinus, what do you find in that book there?
Okay, how far have I gotten?
I mean, broad strokes. If you want to give broad strokes.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to deny the fact, Jeff, that in the intervening month since we played, you have consumed the entire book.
Yeah.
So to say, Jeff, you've only read to page 20 seems a little asinine on my part.
Okay.
So you have read enough, you can paint some broad strokes.
Okay, Strahd came here as a human. Came to Barovia as a human. Conquered it. Led an army. They took up residence at what became Castle Ravenloft.
1 Barovia Lane.
Yeah.
1600.
What did they call the
Barovia.
castle before?
I honestly don't remember, but he renamed it after his mother.
Yeah.
Mother's name is Raven? That's...
So far, we're both
Now,
losing.
I will point out, and I did have this discussion with Jeff, there's a lot of information. The Facebook messages that Jeff and I had back and forth as he was reading it was highly amusing. There is
Post them to the Twitter feed or something.
there's a lot in there, and I've manipulated a lot to make that work. So there's a lot of information, and Jeff has not digested all of it, I don't believe. So
Probably not.
I really wish you had redacted a chapter just to be... He reads like every sixth word.
Pulled out like the
I-
first 20 pages.
Yeah, that's not redaction, that's absence.
Well, it's close enough.
I mean, the book starts after the battle. It starts with him going to claim the castle. Strahd took over the castle,
No, it
took over the valley. went from burgomaster to burgomaster collecting taxes. Anybody who came up short and couldn't come up with valid reasons why it was short were beheaded in front of the town.
Nice.
Yeah, he made examples and he got running straight.
So yeah, very good on the infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was gonna make Barovia great again.
Yeah, great job.
Yes.
He brought his family.
What was his healthcare plan?
Well, he brought his brother in.
Pay or die.
I don't remember why he brought his brother in. I don't remember a specific reason why he showed up. But his brother Sergei was studying to be a priest. He was supposed to replace the high priest of their religion.
Kind of religion.
Not named.
Ravens?
Not
Not
named.
specified.
Nope.
Is there anything in there that talks about this amulet?
No.
That's useful.
Well, poop.
Not yet. He hasn't finished the book. I'm gathering. So
No, he finished the book.
he finished the book.
Character.
He didn't finish the book.
Yeah. This will be a lot easier if you guys ask me questions.
I mean, I don't have a frame of reference.
Yeah,
Like,
me either.
tell me a story.
I mean, what do we know?
It was the best of times.
How did he become a vampire?
Somebody was working on betraying Strahd. It goes on and on for a while, and they never really find out who.
It's interesting.
While Sergei was working in the valley doing charity work and stuff like that, he met a woman in one of the villages and fell for her, and they were going to get married. Strahd was very against it because she was a commoner. Sergei really didn't care, brought her to the castle. Strahd met her and fell for her. It was not reciprocated. She treated him like he was too old. Called him like honorary terms for an elder, things like that. And Strahd wanted to be younger, wanted to not get any older, and so the deal that he made was to not get older. And he wanted the power to make Tatiana love her or love him.
So was he bitten by something to become
No.
a vampire?
Yeah, were there vampires first, or
No.
It was a deal with the devil.
It was-
vampires first?
Said it was a deal with death.
Deal with death itself.
Yes.
Now, is there a god of death that we know about out there?
No, and it honestly didn't sound.
Well, there are gods of death, but
It sounded like some.
this. I don't think.
I mean,
Right.
it didn't sound like. From reading this, it didn't sound like it was a neutral party. It sounded like a malevolent presence instead of like death.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Does it give any clue on how to take him out?
No, not really. I mean, it gives. He tells about things that he's vulnerable to, which is stuff that we already know. The only thing that we really haven't touched on was running water. It does say that he does have to sleep during the day,
Most vampires do.
except for the ones you guys fought in Valaki.
Do you know anything about that?
No,
Are you lying to me?
I don't know. Did you roll with insight?
Roll insight.
What does it say? What happens to
Nope.
You roll a D12.
D12.
You twit.
his brother and his brother's
There.
lady friend?
The deal that he made is sealed by his brother's blood. He has to kill
Unnatural
his
20.
Unnatural 20?
Yes, sir.
Go.
Okay. No, I wasn't lying.
No. You told me to roll an insight, so I did.
Well, that's the only way you're going to know if I'm lying. Where was I?
Brother. He had to kill his brother?
Yeah, that was the first person that he fed from.
And then so he kills his brother. What happens to the lady?
He tried to bespell her and make her love him. She started under his power, and everything was going to be good, and he was going to be happy. And then she kind of snapped out of it, remembered Sergei's death, and threw herself off the castle.
Oh, that's drastic. Does it happen to give descriptions of either his brother or this lady?
Hang on.
Roll everyone but Corvus roll a history check.
History.
20.
I gotta roll a 6 there, Cody.
Hey, got a 9er.
I got a 7.
Hey, look at you go. Pithur as he talks about throwing oneself from the castle. You saw the castle, albeit at a distance, both on the road and from Barovia. And throwing oneself off the castle sounds very drastic. And when you think about it, I mean, you could throw yourself off the castle from any direction.
Yeah.
But it strikes you as fitting that probably you recall that they called it the Pillar Stone of Ravenloft right there at the foot.
Yes.
That would make the most sense because the castle seems to butt up to that edge as best as you can tell.
Yeah.
So that sort of clicks in your mind that someone who were to throw themselves off the castle would likely end up falling down the Pillar Stone of Ravenloft and more or less crashing literally into Barovia. I mean, it's a fall of 1,500, 2,000 feet or more.
Yeah.
So you could end up anywhere. But
That's a really long time to fall.
Yeah, so for serious, is there a description on this Tatiana chick?
Okay, the description for Sergei is he was blessed with the strong von Zarovich features of black hair, high cheeks, and a tough jaw. But these were markedly softened by the Van Royen side of the family. He had mother's warm blue eyes. By the gods, he was a handsome man, an opinion very obviously shared by all the young and not a few of the older female members of the court and staff.
Right, so he was Cillian Murphy. Gotcha.
Tatiana.
I mean, you've seen images of Strahd on coins and stuff, so that description you could get an idea. It's a strong jaw. It's very shallow, high cheekbones, widow's peak. Very.
So he fed on Sergei. He didn't turn him. He killed him. Right.
She wore the simple homespun costume of Barovia. She wore it like royalty, and her copper-colored hair like a crown. She made me suddenly believe in the folktale of the kidnapped princess raised by peasants and eventually returned to her rightful place in the castle. Welcome, I whispered, barely able to keep my response. She raised her face to me. The clear skin, the great eyes, brighter than gems, and full dark lips had come together in such a way to make all other women seem ugly by comparison. There was no comparison. She was unique. She was perfect.
Did she look like
Does she look like Irina?
Does that description sink?
It doesn't not sink.
Okay.
What was your question, Lucas?
Sergei was killed, not turned, right?
Yes.
Okay. So does it explain how vampires are made? How to turn someone?
What a mommy and a daddy. They love each other.
Not explicitly, no.
Not special.
Okay.
It's a process. It takes time.
Well, true. But I wasn't sure. Once bitten, twice shy.
What about, it says they have to sleep in the daytime. What about the ones we came across?
Oh, is that
makers?
Arena?
Yeah, that's Irina. I've never shown the photo.
He brought that up
Okay.
earlier. He doesn't.
So, I mean, when you're talking about copper-colored hair, fair skin, I mean, it doesn't not fit.
Okay.
Isn't everybody fair skinned there? They don't have any vitamin D. Sun's always blocked out.
Yeah, there's no
Clouds and
sun.
shit.
No, I mean, the Vistani are...
Yeah.
They're
the
brown
Vistani
people.
definitely have some color to them. And it's not that you haven't seen any diversity as far as skin tone is concerned. You're not seeing, like, heavily tanned people or people whose skin is significantly darker, but...
Okay.
I mean, again, playing to the trope, most of this stuff is very, very sort of, Eastern European.
Right.
And everything else, or everything I've told you is within the first half of this book. Yeah. So,
Okay.
that's...
Any other questions, or you want to mull over that for a bit? No, as he reads the description, you look at Irina and you're like, huh.
Yeah,
It doesn't-
but Isaac doesn't really play into that anywhere. Isaac didn't look like Sergei, right?
Sergei wasn't her brother.
No, I know. Isaac was the guy that
I mean,
That
Isaac was just
took
like
her
possessed
captive.
by a demon or something.
Yeah, but
It's got to be
I
the
don't-
same entity that gave him that demon arm that gave
Yeah, I don't remember.
Strahd life.
Isaac said something about her being his sister.
I don't remember that.
That was
did.
his dying words.
Yeah.
She was my sister.
Lucas, make me an insight roll.
Okay. I'm gonna use it this time. 9 plus 5.
That would be 14.
14.
As you sort of reading the description of Strahd's transformation, and you're sort of thinking about Isaac and all this other stuff, you feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay. Like physically ill, or just
Oh, your
this
teeth
is really
fall out and
weird.
replaced with fangs.
No, that just...
Of course, I'm uncomfortable with the vampire story.
You know, Corvus
logical.
wouldn't have known to do it, but I really wanted to push him out of the tower.
What, me?
Yep.
Why?
To see if you would stick to the wall.
I don't know what that means.
Your
The
last
dream.
dream.
Yeah, the Spider-Man dream.
Yeah, where you were climbing up.
That says something
You
that
would,
Matt
you
remembers.
Corvus wouldn't have known.
Corvus
Yeah.
wouldn't have known that.
Hmm.
Which is why I didn't do it. Davin would have.
God rest his soul.
But it just strikes Lestat as odd. There are talking about dreams and meaning and pacts with things from beyond.
I've seen some things and some stuff. I wouldn't recommend any one of them.
Okie dokie. What are you gents doing?
Getting on to Krezk.
All right. Any further discussion?
That's a question. How old is he?
Oh.
How
How
long
old
has
is
he been a
Strahd?
vampire?
Strahd was still a warrior, but he was still a general who fought quite ferociously in the early parts of that book in 346 or something to that effect. So you're looking at least 410 years after that.
He was turned in 351.
Interesting.
And like I said, it's at least... I think the book says 746 in Curse of Strahd, but the problem is the lining up with Elrod's book, it ends in like a weird time frame, so we have to play with the time. I think the book
Or
ends
as
in like
the Spanish
711.
720.
720. So what doesn't make a lot of sense to me is how his book would be... The final entry would be 720, and you guys would find it just 20 years later, because I would assume that he would lose a personal journal in only 20 years. So I'm assuming it's a little bit later than that, but we're going with roughly that timeline. As you guys, like I said, you're climbing up, it's drizzly, it's gray. Most of the time it just threatens precipitation. Today it's actually drizzling, and it's wet and cold and uncomfortable. Can I take will saving throws from everyone but Corvus?
What's a will?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, okay.
I'm naturally acclimated to the cold.
Ding.
Has nothing to do with cold.
Okay.
But thank you.
21.
14.
13.
As you sort of crest the hill, and Corvus indicates that now you're actually
Crest
seeing...
the hill.
Yes, you're cresting the hill.
Krezk the hill.
No, we're not Krezking the hill.
Krezk the hill.
As you crest over this and out of the valley, the road continues straight west, and Corvus indicates that you should now proceed north, and you can sort of see some structures and stuff up the hill. You can tell that it sort of switchbacks around the mountain and rises quite rapidly from here on out. But for the rest of you, you see the road continue west, and it continues west, and then it just f***ing stops. It's just a wall of goddamn fog, like half a mile directly in front of you.
That looks ominous.
Don't go that way.
Fair
He
enough.
can control the fog. Just reminding everybody.
We did have some trouble with that once before.
Lestat, it doesn't bother you so much, but for the monk and Pithur, that is very unnerving.
What, the wall of fog?
Yes. It's not moving. It's not drifting with the slight wind. The rain is not knocking it down. It's just there. And it's thick, and you cannot see through it.
So this way?
Yeah, he's definitely pointing that you should now go north to travel on up the road.
On we go.
Would Corvus know that this is like the end?
Yes, but that's also the only world you've ever grown up in.
Right.
To you, it's perfectly normal.
Yeah, it's there.
Yes.
Okay.
To everyone else who has never lived in a place where the world ends like it does on a map, that is a bit unnerving.
Okay.
Although you all did see the fog when you were in the death house, so I'm not, penalizing anyone with having heart attacks or anything and so forth. It's just unnerving. But yes, I'm about... the only abbey would be in the book would be
Okay.
the part that you read there. They actually mention a lot of, towns, not necessarily by name, but there are a lot of ones that if you read suggestions and then you look at descriptions, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they're talking about this. So they don't mention Krezk by name.
Well, I was wondering where Ilona was from. Where was her
Ilono.
the priest that he had there with him, his best friend and advisor?
Oh, the woman?
Yeah.
You make me some sort of, like, insidey history roll.
There's that die.
Insight or history?
What'd you roll? You rolled a 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're going to get it because you have a decent modifier in both, I'm imagining.
No, I have a +1 in history, I think.
Oh, okay. Either way.
No, +3.
Yeah. You would get the understanding that she came with him. Just like the army, just like everyone. They all came from wherever he originated from. Was it Darkon?
I don't know.
I want to say that it mentioned Darkon, but I'm not positive.
It mentioned it. It didn't say that's where he was from.
I don't recall now. But you would have known that they all came together.
Right, but after he changed and he kicked everybody out, she went to wherever she practiced.
I'd have to go back and read it to know for sure.
Yeah.
There are places on that Corvus would know are mentioned as being a part of Barovia that are places he's never heard of.
Okay.
Now, what he would also know is that there are rumors of places that have been destroyed. There are places that are ghost towns. There are places where people don't go anymore because they're cursed. So it's possible that those are those lands, but maybe something else happened. It has been, 300 years for most of that story. So
Right.
300, 400 years. Who knows what happened in that intervening time?
Okay.
Would you gentlemen like to go to Krezk?
Yes.
Yes.
The road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot-high wall of stone, reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you can see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It is hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up from the walled settlement to the abbey.
Is it noon?
No. It's not a clang, 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 but more of a... If you've ever been in a place that actually has a real bell tower,
Yeah.
like sometimes they sort of wind chime a little. They kind of, kind of a ting, ting. There's a little bit of wind, and with the rain, you're kind of getting just kind of. It's not clang, 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 clang like they're ringing, but sort of
trolley.
ping, ping, ping.
Okay.
And you see that you have to climb a sort of switchbacked hill that climbs third line up, climbs 300 feet or so up to this gate.
Okay.
Assuming we're going on up.
Yeah.
Okay. The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. 2 square doors with peaked roofs flank a stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot-tall iron-bound wood doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is a name, Krezk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapet, you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously. The doors are currently sealed to Krezk.
We got a dance to get into this one too.
I knock.
There.
Tap, tap, tap.
Has Corvus had any dealings with these people?
You've never been inside Krezk?
Okay.
Never had any reason to go inside Krezk? You know it's sort of an insular community?
Good enough for me.
You do know that the Wizard of the Wines does quite a lot of business here.
Oh, okay.
So it's possible that you've ridden back and forth with some of your brothers, maybe, to deliver wine.
Okay.
But you've never really gone into Krezk. It was not your thing. You were out in the wilderness doing your thing.
Being a man.
And as you guys watch, you see one guard on each side. All the guards on the parapet sort of look around at each other, and you see 2 of them disappear, and the other 2 just sort of stand there and watch you hugging their spears. There appears to be no response to your knocking.
We seek an audience with Dmitry Krezikov, the burgomaster.
Is he expecting you?
I don't believe so.
They went to go get him already.
Excellent, thank you.
I don't think he's telling you the truth, Monk.
Roll an insight. Does he think that they're telling him the
20 on that.
And you rolled a 20 to insight. What?
truth? If they're telling the truth or not?
He's either a very, 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 very good liar because he's so scared, he's stammering over his words. You get the sense that he's just stuttering the first thing that comes to his mind. So you assume he's telling the truth.
Are you okay?
Just stay there. The burgomaster, the baron will be here shortly.
All right, thank you. And I take a seat in a meditative pose.
Okay.
My back to the wall.
Anyone else want to do anything?
Just wait.
We wait till someone lets us in.
Okay. A few minutes later, you hear the sound of some heavy timber being moved, as if the gates were barred, and you hear the wooden doors squeak open on rusty hinges. And you see a shorter, older man, balding, has quite a bit of gray, heavy in his beard. His hair's sort of natted and, sort of frumpy. It's not, straight. Nice,
it's like my beard.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a little...
It's a beard. Got it. Yeah.
And he's darker skinned than a lot of the people you've seen here, and he seems to walk sort of slowly but resolutely up to your group. And as you look behind him, you can sort of see a community, lots of trees, lots of small houses, again, wisps of smoke in the snow. You can kind of smell some fires, and you can see some chickens and other animals sort of milling about in and about. And he walks through, and then you see a couple of spearmen accompanying him. How can I help you?
Yes, Burgomaster. We seek knowledge in the Abbey. And we're hoping for admittance to your city, your village, whatever the hell I'd say.
Has the abbot sent for you?
No, I heard tell of it in the damn town we were just in. What's it called?
Valaki?
In Valaki. I'm researching for my order.
Is the door wide open?
Ish.
I mean, like, what am I seeing behind these people?
Yeah, I mean, you see a little path that seems to meander back in. You're not seeing...
People?
I mean, you're not seeing people. You're not seeing a lot of people.
It's not really a hustling, bustling town.
No, not in the slightest. And in fact, give me a perception roll.
11.
Just seems like a sort of sparsely populated area right there at the gate. Maybe it's more densely populated farther in. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid that I cannot admit
Is
your
he
group.
ill? Like, he sounds ill.
No. He just seems to be breathing heavily.
He's a fat old guy.
He's a little Forrest Whitaker-esque.
Okay.
I cannot admit you into the town.
May I ask why, sir?
You see him give each one of you a long look. An especially singular long look at Lestat. You are adventurers, yes?
I consider myself a scholar.
But to make it here from Valaki, you probably fought many things, yes?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
We didn't roll many random encounters.
That is fortunate that your DM did not roll more effectively. You see, good fellows, here's my problem. You are either working for him or against him. And allowing you into Krezk will only draw his attention either way.
Don't you think his all-seeing eye, if he's following us already, knows that we're here?
Krezk has existed for several centuries because we just don't allow anyone into our small community.
You don't have any problem taking my family's wine.
You look like a Martikov. Where is the wine?
What do you mean?
It's late.
How late?
3 weeks at least.
For a day's drive? Roughly a day's drive, probably?
Probably less than that.
Less than that.
You're talking
Have
4
you-
or 5 miles.
Have you sent anybody to inquire?
You're not from here, are you?
Was it the orc part of me that threw you, or...
Maybe.
That is a very odd question to ask, considering
None of us are human except the
90% of the
druid.
people that we've seen in this place are
And you
human.
wonder why they're standing behind the door with drawn spears.
Right.
Dmitry Kreskov, while sounding ill, is perfectly fine to talk with you. If anything, you denoted a subtle, dry sarcasm in that. You do not go wandering off alone in the woods. You do not send people. The Martikovs have done an excellent job helping to care for the winery that my family first started. They are significantly better at it because they can protect the wine.
Okay, Corvus knows about the winery and that he needs to get there. Is this why he needed to get there?
Erwin also knew that the wine was late, but Valaki is a significantly farther
journey.
Yes. It is deeply... This is like your closest customer. This is your local guy for the pizza stop that's
Yeah.
like next to
Every
the pizza
Tuesday
place.
I get the
Yes.
ham and pineapple, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
And so now I'm worried about my family.
that seems fair.
Yeah.
What do you feel, Corvus? You want to go to the winery, or you want to try to get in here?
should you supply the wine, as burgomaster, I would be beholden to welcome you into our city.
I kind of
Side quest?
out of game. We got that sweet from the Rishtani. We got did we get a keg from them?
I think there was a keg
No, there
available.
was
I don't think you
I
took
thought we
it.
took it. I thought we got a keg for something.
We got a
We were not
wine
traveling
skin.
with a keg.
It was cask.
It's my bag of holding.
I know that I just edited this. Davin got a wineskin of hooch from
That's what I'm
from
thinking
the
of.
Vishtani.
That's what I'm thinking of.
But that's it.
Davin has
That
it.
is
Okay.
not
Never mind.
barrels of wine for an entire
booze.
village.
Yeah, this we're talking wagon loads, right?
All right.
Companions?
Maybe not wagon loads, but definitely a wagon load. Definitely say,
Couple barrels.
a
Probably.
couple of barrels.
Okay.
You would know that the wine business, when you live in, a purgatory hell, the booze business is booming, my friend.
Companions, then are we agreed to investigate the winery?
I would be in your debt if you'd help.
Perception rolls?
Okay.
23.
Okay, look, it landed on the edge here, and then it fell off. It was a 10 up here, it's a 20 down there. What do you want me to do?
So someone at some point made a pass. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll
Cracked
go
out, roll.
14.
23.
for the monk and Pithur. You both notice that Irina tends to stay behind the group and, kind of just mill about amongst the giants that are a part of this group. You happen to notice her. She sort of stepped off to one side and she's kind of creeping ever closer to the door. And she's got her head cocked at a strange angle. And she's kind of, it's almost as if she's moving forward with her ears and not her eyes.
You guys noticed it.
I got a nat 20. Did I hear anything, too?
You do not.
Arena, is something wrong?
Before you get a chance to say that, or you say that and you see Dmitry Krezkov sort of look up at me and goes, dear lady, are you traveling with these men? And she doesn't appear to answer. She sort of just keeps cocking her head. And Matt, with the monk with the 20, you hear say, who? Voice? Sort of just mumbling to herself. At which point, you actually see Dmitry go and stand in front of her, and she kind of realizes that
Hello.
something's... Yeah. He says, are you quite all right, miss? Do you seek asylum from these gentlemen within the walls of Krezk? And she says, no, it just... There's... It's nothing. And she's like, I'm sorry, and she sort of steps back away from him. Well, if you can bring the wine, I would be more than happy to invite you gentlemen into my city. But unfortunately, the village will be closed until such time. I hope you can understand.
When we return, don't fear him. We're his playthings. He brought us here for his own amusement.
It's not going to sell us to get in this place.
I know, I'm just letting him know.
He's...
I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
He doesn't...
Nothing untoward has happened to any
Sure,
town
he
we've
doesn't
gone
disagree
through.
with what you're saying. It's not. Really
nothing happened in
I know,
Barovia
I'm not trying to convince
or
him.
in
I'm just,
Valaki.
I'm just playing a f***ing game.
He just sort of shakes his head. This place has been safe for a long time. A sound harbor amongst the tempest. I intend to keep it that way for as long as I am able. It is what the Kraskovs have been doing for many generations. If you'll excuse me, there's things that must be done. And you see him turn, and he walks back in through the gates.
Sweet old man.
And then slowly the gates are closed.
I can't say something else.
I mean, you could say something.
Might we purchase some provisions for our travel?
Oh wait, I forgot to give you a hug.
You see him turn, and he says, life in Krezk is very different. There are no stores for you to purchase. I apologize.
What was the joke?
Imagine this devil guy going, oh, I forgot to give you a hug.
Anyway, yeah, he tells you that Krezk is different. It's not like that. There are no provisions for sale. And they close the gate.
Okay, that was a good piece of information to have.
Useful.
So I wonder
Cool.
what the f*** they pay for wine with.
It's true.
Women?
Yes, he strikes me as somebody that sells his women. Absolutely.
He might. You don't know.
Switzerland
Creepy
and
old guy.
Barovia over here is not selling women.
All right. So I guess we're going to that winery anyway.
Yep. I bet you that's why Cody prepared for it.
Yeah. I bet you that's why.
To be fair, there are plenty of people in this party that can scale a 20-foot wall.
I can just jump it.
You could jump it.
It's not like anything is keeping you out of the scene.
And I will
but you're
also
going
I'm going to
completely
touch the
stand
wall.
out.
Do I stick to it?
You touch the wall.
Do I stick to it?
Oh God! Climb the wall! Climb the wall!
Right? No?
Is that what you're doing? You all see Lestat at a wall, like,
I just touched
patting
the
at
wall.
it.
I'm in a box.
He's a very mime, isn't he?
Is that what you did?
Can I throw him at the wall?
You can throw him if you want.
Nah.
Throw me at the wall?
No, if I jumped in, would a disguise kit be enough to make me look like a human?
No.
Okay, then I'm not. There's nothing to do.
Yeah, I have a disguise kit too. It's kind
Yeah.
of useless for
Yeah.
me.
We suck.
Yeah.
Let's not be humans. Let's be something exotic. Yay.
Wait, I could be an orc and you could be
Well,
a tiefling.
he picked probably the worst race to be a rogue.
It's the race that's pictured in the book.
It is. That's true.
So,
Off to the winery we go.
you're not attempting to
I'm
climb
not
the wall?
I'm in the wall.
Okay. That's fine. Is anyone else
Would it
attempting-
work?
I don't know.
Is
You'd
my
have to
spider
try.
sense tingling? I don't know. I'll try a different wall.
Okay.
One that's not guarded.
Seems fair. You are still being
What if
watched.
your
Being
power
watched.
manifests only when you are really stressed or something? That's why I should throw you at the wall.
Before we leave, can I, listen at the wall?
Perception with disadvantage since it's a stone wall? I mean, you can listen to it.
She obviously heard or saw something.
I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah.
Yes.
From everyone, away from the wall, we'll talk to
Yes,
her. Sure.
obviously, but
Yeah.
before we go, it doesn't hurt.
Oh yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, that's a good roll.
It's also a good roll.
21.
At disadvantage.
Wow. Props. You don't...
Roll 16 and a 17.
You hear the millings about of goats, chickens. You hear a few voices. Hey, how's it going? But you're not... There's no hum. There's no music. There's no anything strange. The peal of the bell, like I said, you kind of hear the little tinkling of the Abbey bell, but you don't hear anything strange.
Okay.
Corvus, you wanted to speak to Irina?
Yeah. I want to find out what she was hearing. What was she
We have this
following?
discussion as we're walking towards the winery.
Yeah.
assuming.
Yeah. No, I didn't. It was. I thought I heard someone, but I don't think I did.
Who's saying what?
Someone familiar?
No.
No?
I don't know. It wasn't. You couldn't hear words. It was like it was just out of hearing.
Like a humming, singing noise, perhaps?
No, just someone. I like as if they called out your name, but you're not hearing them say the words. It was very strange. And she sort of bundles her hood up a little bit tighter around herself.
Our title track, Nocturne, provided by Sleep for the Weary off their new album, Nocturnes. To find out more about Sleep for the Weary, check them out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook, and at sleepfortheweary.com. Join in the brothel conversation on Facebook. Questions, comments, and suggestions can be sent to between2crits@gmail.com. Like what you heard? Subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes.